Good day, class. We are from Holy Angel University School of Education. I am Sir 𝐾𝐞𝐦𝐬, and I am with Ma'am Zyril David, Ma'am Nailin Gantan, and Sir Gerald Fritz Chongkol.
At this juncture, we will play a short motivation activity called Analyze or Confused, the Analects of Confucius game. For this activity, we will make full use of the Zoom reactions. I bet you're all familiar with these reactions now. All you have to do is click the like button if you agree on the statement flash on our screen, and click the wow button if you disagree or you are confused with the statement. Clear, class? Let's start. First one, in government, the secret is integrity. Use it and you'll be like the pole star, always dwelling in its proper place. The other starts turning reverently about it. You may now show your reactions, everyone. Can I ask Luis, why did you agree with the statement? Okay, thank you so much. And for the next statement, be strict with yourself, but least reproachful of others, and complaint is kept afar. Let's go. Press the reaction buttons, everyone. Show us if you agree or disagree, or you are confused. All right. Can I ask Bettina, why did you agree with the statement? Okay, thank you so much. And for our last statement, the scholar who cherishes the love of comfort is not fit to be deemed scholar. You may now raise your reactions button. Can I ask Alec, why did you agree with the statement? Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your active participation in this activity.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Nailin. And now, for the learning objectives of today's lesson, you, the learners, after this 1-hour lesson, are expected to first, describe the notable literary genres contributed by East Asian writers, specifically on the work Analects of Confucius. Number 2, explain the literary devices used in the Analects of Confucius. And lastly, design a graphic organizer in analyzing their chosen Analects of Confucius. So for our lesson today, class, we will be analyzing the Analects of Confucius. So just a brief introduction. The Analects of Confucius is an anthology of brief passages that present the words of Confucius and his disciples, describe Confucius as a man, and recount some of the events of his life. So in traditional China, it was believed that its contents were quickly assembled at that time, and that it was an accurate record. So the English title, which means Brief Sayings of Confucius, reflects this idea of the text. Confucius is the name by which English speakers know Kong Chu, born near a small ducal state on the Shandong Peninsula in 551 BCE. So the Analects of Confucius is a collection of aphorisms and historical anecdotes embodying the basic values of the Confucian tradition: learning, morality, ritual, and decorum. Filled with humor and sarcasm, it reads like a casual conversation between a teacher and a student, emphasizing the role of the individual in the attainment of knowledge and the value of using historical events and people to illuminate moral and political concepts. In addition, Confucius' teachings focus on cultural and peaceful pursuits and the characteristics of benevolent and culturally distinguished government. So the Analects of Confucius has shaped the thought and customs of China and the neighboring countries for centuries. So this is just a small portion of the whole history of Confucius. So now let's move forward to the main purpose of these Analects. So can someone please read the text on our screen?
Thank you very much, Princess. That is right. And the Analects of Confucius discussed such themes as the responsibility of government, respect in family life, and morality. One of his most famous teachings is to treat others the way you would like to be treated. He thought that one's individual desires do not need to be suppressed, but that people should be educated to reconcile their desires via rituals and forms of property through which people could demonstrate their respect for others and their responsible roles in the society. Next, the relevant themes shown in the Analects of Confucius are the following. The central theme of the book calls for people to embrace humanity by virtue of being good. So the book states that when an individual is good and has some sense of shame, then and only then can we say that the individual or that individual is not guided by law but rather than good virtues. The book also emphasizes that an individual with good virtues is also able to influence the people around him to emulate his philosophy of good deeds. The book believes in the ability of human beings to change and better their lives and the lives of those around them. Here are some analects of Confucius. Let's read them all together. So the first one we have the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Next, respect yourself and others will respect you. Third, he who knows and knows that he knows is a wise man. Follow him. He who knows not and knows not that knows he knows not is a fool. Shun him. And for our number 4, Zigong said, "What am I like?" The master said, "You are a vessel." What vessel? A vessel of ancestral sacrifice. And lastly, we have the master said, "Virtue is never alone. It always has neighbors."
Thank you for that, Mr. Shonko. Class, are you still with me? All right, now let's talk about Confucius himself. Confucius is an ancient Chinese great thinker. He is also a philosopher and an educator. His book, Analects of Confucius, has become a treasure of ancient China philosophy, forming the core China traditional culture. His work is an important spiritual treasure of wealth in the world, and it had a great influence on the Chinese people and still plays an important role up to this day and age. The disciples of Confucius, who were believed to have compiled his works, used a lot of rhetorical devices. Such literary devices used in the Analects of Confucius are metonymy, allusion, anadiplosis, pun, and euphemism. In addition, common themes in East Asian American literature include race, government, culture, and finding a sense of identity, just like the Analects of Confucius. Now, let's analyze these Analects. First one, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. The literary device used in here is hyperbole. A hyperbole literary technique is where an author or speaker intentionally uses exaggeration and overstatement for emphasis and effect. We all know that a man is not capable of moving a mountain, right? So the meaning behind this analect, it reminds us that we can take it step by step or small stone by small stone if we will, in order to make steady progress. Unlike mountains, which are practically impossible to move, the stone will eventually be removed. For the next one, respect yourself and others will respect you. The literary device used in here is repetition. So it's a very positive sense, the idea of respect. This quote is talking about respect internally as well. We can respect other people, but we can also admire ourselves and decide whether we did a good job or a bad job and how that plays into whether or not others are going to respect us.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Nylene. So, moving forward, our next analect, learning is dangerous.
Mm.